Hello chatbox out there, it's a brand new week, so you guys know what that means. A new week with lots of adventures to be had, and I'm going to be taking you guys on my adventures that I get up to this week. It's Monday, a new start, and I have Monday and Tuesday off work. I'm not on work till Wednesday evening, which meant I was able to have a little bit of a lie-in this morning. I then got up and changed and had some toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast, just a bit of music. I was watching a little bit of TV and had some bear cuddles. I then played with them out in the garden, and it was a lovely sunny day with beautiful blue skies, a lot nicer than it had been yesterday. And then I had to go off to a doctor's appointment to see about getting some insoles for my shoes, and I'm hoping to hear back in a few months' time to get seen and particularly be getting some insoles that I need for my shoes to help with my feet and with the way I walk due to my dyspraxia. And then I got the bus to the garden centre to meet my older sister, who now has Mondays off work. So we were both free and we decided to meet up at the garden centre, and I got to the garden centre before her. She had physio, so she's running a little bit late. So whilst waiting for her, I got some selfies and some snaps of some of the autumn and Halloween decor that they have at the front of the store, and I'll show you guys that. So beautiful, all the Halloween and autumn decor with all the pumpkins and the Halloween decorations, and it's just so pretty. I was having a lovely look around there, and then my older sister arrived and we went off and had a look around the garden centre and went off to the plant section, and she got a lot of plants and I got some plant photography. Plant photography, all the pretty patterns on those leaves and all the succulents and cactuses. And then we went over and had a look at the home section and stationery section. I was looking at some of the plushies and some of the mugs, and I ended up getting a little pumpkin mug for the Halloween section that we were looking at, and I got some snaps of some of the Halloween decor I hadn't seen, as there was some more around the corner. Have a good look around there at all the Halloween and autumn decor. I just love it. Can't wait for all things autumn and Halloween. And then we went off outside in the outside area of the garden centre, and I got some flower stats on there. Able to get some really pretty flower sets with lovely colours and patterns on, and then we went off into the cafe to have some cake and a drink, and I had a chai latte with a bit of black forest sponge. The chai latte and a bit of cake was so delicious, and we sat and chatted in there for a bit, and whilst my older sister had gone up to order her bit of cake and drink, I got a snap of this bit of artwork with some swedes and pumpkins and things like that on, which is very autumnal. The prints they have up in that cafe are so cute. And then after that we had a look at some more of the garden centre, and my older sister ended up getting some plant pots, and I got some more flower snaps. I was quite surprised with how many flower sets I was able to get, because it's getting to autumn now, and normally around this time of year they don't have as many flowers in the garden centre. I was able to get a load of really pretty ones with lots of lovely colours and patterns on. I just love flower and plant photography so much, one of my favourite things to do. I then got some lemon curd and some of these gummy bear flower sweets from the sweet section, and then we headed off, and on the way out we had to get a trolley to put all the plants and flowers and plant pots that my older sister had gotten, and we had to take it to the car, and she'd had to park around the corner up this steep slope. and we got to the car. We got everything into the car, and I saw these beautiful red leaves, and I got a snap of those that I'll show you guys. They're so beautiful. I love this time of year coming into autumn with all the red and orange and yellow leaves. I then had a little photo shoot where my sister got 3 snaps of me in front of these red leaves. Really love a photo shoot, and then I had to take the trolley back to where the trolleys were, and it was quite steep taking it down. I was trying not to wipe anybody out with it, but I did not wipe an old lady out and crash into any cars. Took that back, and then we were making our way back, and we listened to Sabrina Carpenter's new single, and I love it, called House Tour, and listened to the rest of the album when we saw a pigeon that looked like it had been hit. So I took one of my older sister's t-shirts she had in the boot of the car to try and get it, to see if we could take it to the vets or anything, but as I went to get it, it flew off, so I don't know if it was just stunned or what, but it flew enough anyway. And so I then got back in the car, and we then head off back to mine. I then got changed into some gardening attire as we were going off to my older sister's to plant her flowers and plants that she'd got from the garden centre, grabbed a pot noodle from the pantry, and then we headed down to my older sister's, and we had our lunch, and I had my pot noodle, and her cats, who don't normally like me very much, kept coming over and sniffing at me, and so I was able to give them a stroke, which is quite nice. And then it started to rain, so we weren't able to do much of the gardening, so we ended up watching The Sound of Music, which is such a great film. Haven't seen it in ages. I then ended up having a little bit of a nap on her sofa. Her sofa is so comfortable, and then it was time to head back home as my older sister and older brother and his girlfriend and their mate were off to Nando's. So my older sister dropped me home, and I then was just sorting out what I got from being at the garden centre, and I'm going to show you guys that. Here are a few things I got from the garden centre. Today was at the garden centre with my older sister, so I got some more lemon curd. This lemon curd is so good, can't wait to have this on toast for my breakfast tomorrow. I also got this little white mug with a pumpkin on in the autumn and Halloween section. It's so cute. I then got some sweets from the sweet section, and these ones have little flowers on, and they're so pretty. I can't wait to have cups of tea in that pumpkin mug and some lemon curd toast, and those sweets that I got the flowers on are so good. I've had these before. And then I was just watching some stuff off record, listened to a bit of music, and do some drawing, colouring in of some of my illustrations, and read some more of If This Gets Out. It's such a good book. I then had my tea, and for my tea I had spaghetti carbonara. Spaghetti carbonara was so delicious. I haven't had a spaghetti carbonara in so long. I then finished writing my journal entry for today, put that away, and I'm now off to go and watch today's Home Away and UK soaps, and shall see you with more vlog tomorrow. It's now Tuesday, and I got up after a lie-in. I then got showered and changed, and after having my shower, just before getting changed, I got a male selfie, and I'm going to show you guys that. I love the confidence boost that shaving my head has given me, and I'm feeling a lot more confident in my body as well. I have lost some weight, which is really nice. I hadn't weighed myself in ages, and I weighed myself a few days ago, and I have lost a little bit of weight, which is always nice. And then I had some lemon curd toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. I was just catching up on Neighbours. Had a lot of Neighbours to catch up on, so I can't believe it's ending in December. I then was having some bear cuddles and was playing with him out in the garden. I then was just listening to a bit of music and working on some illustrations and colouring some days in, and just reading a bit more of If This Gets Out, and watch some vlogs and TikToks. I then had some lunch. I had some soft cheese sandwiches with a cup of tea and some biscuits, and then I got myself ready to go off for a little walk, and I was listening to music on my headphones. I was on my walk just enjoying the stroll and all the autumn leaves that are out and about, and this is getting me so excited for autumn. I then headed up to the high street where I went into a food and charge shop. I went off to one of the flower shops. I got some flower starts from there. Got such beautiful bouquets of flowers in there, and I was having a lovely chat with the flower keepers in there. I then got some plant stuff in there as well, and I'll show you guys those. It's like a little jungle in there with all the plants around the windows and all the suckers and cactuses and the pretty patterned leaves that look so beautiful. I then headed off and had a look around some more of the child shops, and then it started to rain a little bit, so I went into one of the cafes and got a drink from there, and I got a mirror off from there. They've got such cute mirrors in there. I always love getting a mirror selfie in there whenever I go in there. I then finished my drink and saw and chatted to one of my mates who had just come in, and then I went off and I went some more of the shops. I went into surroundings, some of my favourite shops to go into. I was this close to getting some more socks, but I thought you don't need any more pairs of socks for now anyway. I then went off for more of my walk and was just enjoying the weather. It's gone overcast, which is my favourite type of weather, but it's not too warm, not too cold, just the perfect temperature for me. And I had this jumper or thin sleeve t-shirt on, trying to get into wearing long sleeves again and getting into sweater weather again. I can't wait for sweater weather. I love jumpers. I have so many jumpers in my wardrobe, so I can't wait to be getting those out soon. And then I got back and I had a cup of tea and some biscuits. I just put some more of If This Gets Out. Wrote a little bit of a journal entry for today. I was watching some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos. And then I was just listening to a bit of the Fallen Evanescence album, which I got the other week when in town. It's such a great album. Bring Me to Life is such a great song off that album. And I'm now just going to be working on some more illustrations and coloring some days in whilst listening to a bit of Evanescence. And then I've got Jigsaw volunteering this evening, and we're going off to this barn to do still band, which I've never done before, and I'm so excited to join in with that because I've always wanted to do that. They did it at school, but I never got to do it, so I'm looking forward to doing a bit of still band, and you'll see it with a bit more vlog later on this evening. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back for being at Jigsaw volunteering, a special needs youth club that I volunteer on Tuesday evenings, and we're in this barn where they do still band playing, and we were doing a bit of still band, and I had never done this before, and I've always seen it at carnivals and at school fetes and school like music and choir shows, and had always wanted to do it, and finally got to do it. And we got there, and it was kind of hard to try find a place, but we managed to find it. And then we got there, and all the youth club people who go, the kids, were literally so happy to see me, as I hadn't been since before the summer holidays, when it's off over the summer holidays. So it was great to see them, and they hadn't seen me with my shaved head, which they were all loving. And we then went up these stairs to where all the still bands were. They were quite narrow stairs, so I was thinking to myself, please do not trip or fall down or up these stairs, because that would not be good. And we got in and we got shown how to use them, and then we ran through the songs, and we did a bumper, feeling hot, 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 and also did In the Jungle. And I am a little bit cack-handed at the best of times, but I did really well and caught on quite quickly with quite a lot of the like notes and stuff, and like the stopping at the end. My timing towards the end of the session was getting a lot better, and the people who were helping us to learn the songs were really lovely. And we then had a little break, and we had some cookies and some squash and sat and just chatted, and then continued on playing. And then it was the end of the session, and next week we're going to be doing a sensory evening, which is going to be quite fun. And they've ordered me a jigsaw volunteering t-shirt, because you could either have a polo shirt or a t-shirt. I'm not really a big fan of polo shirts, so I'm going to be having a t-shirt instead. So I'll be having that next week. And then I got picked up by my dad, and we had to pop to the shops to get some tinfoil for my mum to use for our curry that we're having for tea tomorrow night. Can't wait, love a curry. And then we got back, and for my tea I had a mac and cheese. The mac and cheese was so good. I was then just finishing one of my journal entry for today and put that away, listened to a bit of music, and was doing some drawing, colouring in, and just working on some illustrations. I was then just reading some more of If This Gets Out, which is such a good book. I'm obsessed. I am getting through it so quickly. I then watched some stuff off record that I to finish watching. I was listening to a bit of Kylie and a bit of Sabrina Carpenter. I'm loving her new album, it's so good. And I'm now off to go and watch today's Home and Away and UK Soaps, and then watch New Bake Off. It's Biscuit Week in the tent, and I've got some chocolate digestives that I'm going to sit and have some of these whilst dunking them in my cup of tea. Let me know if you're a dunker of biscuits in your tea or coffee, and also what your favourite biscuit is. Mine probably has to be a chocolate digestive. Can't go wrong with a digestive biscuit. And then I am going to be getting myself ready for tomorrow morning, as I'm going to be going into town with Tash. I'm going to be trying this cake shop out called Our Toots, which is by the Crystal Steps, and every time I've gone to go there, it's been shut, and they've been having it shut for refurbishments, and it's now open again. So I'm so excited to head there and try out some cake goodness and get some snaps of in there, because it looks amazing from what I've seen on the Instagram, and can't wait to get in there and try out some cakes from there. And just see you with more to vlog tomorrow. It's now Wednesday, and I got up early ready to go off to meet Tash in the high street to get the bus into town. And I had some toast and a cup of tea for breakfast, and listened to a bit of music, and was having some bear cuddles just before getting ready to go off and meet Tash. And as I was heading off to meet Tash in the high street to go and get the bus came just down past the house centre, so I got on there instead, and I met her at Water Street Car Park's bus stop, and then we got the bus into town together, and we were just chatting about seeing Lady Gaga in October. So excited for that. And then we got into town and headed off to one of my favourite flower shops that I love to go to when going into Bristol, and I got some flower sets that I'll show you guys. Have such beautiful bouquets of flowers in there, lots of beautiful roses and sunflowers and dahlias, some of my favourites, as you guys know, to get snaps of. I was then having a lovely chat with the flower shopkeepers in there, and also got some plants that's on there. Having a good look around the plant section and looking at all of the plants and the succulents and cactuses and the pretty patterned leaves and the pretty plant pots. And then me and Tash headed off and went off to go to Our Toots, this cake and biscuit place in Bristol by the Crystal Steps, which is so cute. I've been wanting to go there for ages, but it was shut due to having a bit of a makeover, so I was finally able to get there today. And on the way there, I got a snap in front of this little flower arch in front of this restaurant, and I'll show you guys that. It's so cute. We then got to Our Toots, got in there, and it's so beautiful in there, and I got some snaps. Cakes in the window looked amazing, and it was so beautifully decorated inside. And we sat and had some cake. I had a bit of carrot cake and a chai latte with coconut milk, and I said, oh, what different types of milk do you have? not expecting it to have coconut milk, because a lot of restaurants and cafes that I go to don't normally have coconut milk, which is very annoying, and they did, so I was able to have a coconut chai latte, and it was so delicious. The bit of cake that they gave me was ginormous, and then we stayed in there for a little bit, and then we headed off to have a look in the shops in the galleries, and then we went off to Sparks and had a look in there. It's a really cool shop with lots of art and stuff to buy, and plants, and lots of really cute mirrors and clothing that you can buy, and I got some mirror snaps. I bloody love a mirror selfie. I then got a snap of these high heels, where you can make your own high heels, which me and Tash definitely have to do someday, and I'm sure you guys those. They are stunning. Due to my tiptoe walk, due to my dyspraxia, I could run in heels before I could run in trainers, and I've always loved high heels. Definitely need to go there and make some of those shoes someday. And then we went off and had a look once more of the shops. We went into a book shop where I got a book, and Tash also got a book, and I got a snap of these balloons hung up, and I'll show you guys that. It's such a cute bookshop, and when buying the book, I was having a great chat with the bookshop keeper about the other books from the series, and we then went off to Damage Society, where Tash loves to go, and had a good look around there, and then went off to the Entertainer for me, and then went off to this vintage clothes shop and had a good look around there, and we got a mirror off from there that I'll show you guys. Such a cute mirror selfie with me and Tash. We then went off to Urban Outfitters, where I got some cute socks. They all sell really cute socks in there, and we had a good look around there, and then we got the bus back, and the bus was taking forever to arrive, and we've been quite lucky with the weather. It'd been spitting a bit here and there, but other than that, it'd been quite dry, which was good, thankfully. And then whilst waiting for the bus, it did start to rain a little bit heavier. Luckily, we were under cover for the bus stop, waiting for the bus, and then the bus arrived, and we got on the bus and sat on top of the bus because it was quite busy downstairs, and Tash got off the bus a few stops before mine, so I thanked her for a lovely day, and she headed off, and I then put my headphones on and listened to some music on my headphones whilst on the bus back. I then got the bus back into the high street and got off by Aldi, and went off to one of my favourite little coffee shops and got a peach iced tea from there. The peach iced teas they do in there are so good. I was then chatting with the cafe workers in there, who I've got to know quite well. They're so lovely, and they always know exactly what I'm going to order. Although sometimes I do have a chai latte, I like to throw them off. And then I made my way back, and I got back and I showed my mum and younger sister the bits that I got whilst being out, and we'll show you guys the stuff that I got whilst out. Here are a few things I got today whilst out in town with Tash. Starting off with this book here. I got this book from one of the bookshops, and it's Casey McQuinton's new book. She's the one that wrote Red, White and Royal Blue. Can't wait to give this a read. This is going in my read pile. I then got this pumpkin plushie to put out for my autumn decor. It's so cute, look at that little face. And lastly, I got these socks from Urban Outfitters. They're green and white stripes, and they are so cute. Can't wait to wear these socks, they look so comfy. I put the pumpkin on my bed with my other pillows and stuff that I've got out for autumn, and also can't wait to read that new book. I've got that in my to read pile already. I then had a cup of tea and some biscuits, and we're just reading some more if this gets out. Wrote off my journal entry for today, and I've got my uniform ready for work this evening. I'm working 6 till close, and my dad is currently fishing. Great weather for it. It's raining cats and dogs out there now, and apparently that's good for the fish. So my mum's going to be dropping me up. I was going to walk up, but with the weather being like it is, I'm definitely going to be getting dropped up, and I'm having chicken curry for tea, so I'll have to be having that when I get back from work, and it smells so good. We must be cooking that at the moment. And I then sorted out my Bleater doll into a new look, and I'm going to show you guys a clip of that new look. Here's my Bleater doll's new look. Starting off with her shoes, she's got some black boots on, then she has some black netting stockings, and then this space dress with lots of comets and stars, and it's so pretty. And then she's got her hair in these space buns, which she's done bits at the front of the hair, full fringe, and then she's got this bow in her hair, and that is the full look. That new look is out of this world. I love the space dress and the space buns and the new headband I put on her hair. She looks so cute. I then listened to a bit of music and just worked on some illustrations and curled some days in. I was just watching some vlogs and TikToks, and I've seen some clips for tonight's Emmerdale episode, the aftermath of Aaron and John going on the edge of down the edge of the cliff, and it's going to be very dramatic, so I'm looking forward to getting back and watching that tonight. And I'm now just going to be watching some more episodes of Wednesday season 2 part 2 that I'm slowly getting through, and we'll see when I'm back from work with more of the vlog later on. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at work. I had work 6 till close, so I got myself ready for work. I then got to work, got into work, I got clocked in, I put my bag away and got my drink that I got to have while on shift out of my bag, and had some of that. And it was just me and one other colleague on shift, so I was getting sort of cleaning and clothes jobs done that I could get done early. I was running food and drinks, doing food and drink orders and drinks making, and doing some pint pouring and cleaning tables and so on, chat some of the regulars. And it was nice and steady, so it wasn't too quiet but it wasn't too busy either. And me and my colleague who was on shift absolutely smashed the clothes and got all the clothes and cleaning jobs done. And I finished about 10ish. I then clocked off and waited to get picked up, and it's quite nice because it was really warm at work, so it was nice to cool down whilst waiting to get picked up. And I got picked up by my mum, and then got back and I got into my PJs and had some bear cuddles. He was very happy to see me, bless him. And then for my tea I had a curry, and I'll show you guys that. The curry was so delicious, and I'm now off to go and finish writing my journal entry for today and then put that away, and then I'm going to be watching today's Home Away and UK soaps, which I'll see you with more on the vlog tomorrow. It's now Thursday, and I got up after a lie-in. I then had some lemon curd toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast, and just watched some TV, had some bear cuddles, listened to some music, and was working on some illustrations and curling some of the days in. And it was such a rainy, gloomy day outside, so I was just watching a load of stuff on Netflix and some vlogs and TikToks and funny dog and cat videos and just chilling. I then got showered and changed, and I'd ordered a buddy's lunch to collect for 12 o'clock, and I was hoping that the rain would stop by then. Luckily it had stopped and the sun had come out and it was lovely blue skies, so I got myself ready to go off and collect that for lunch. And whilst on my way to collect that, I got some flower snaps that I'll show you. I was able to get some really beautiful flower snaps with little bits of raindrops on from where it had been raining, and it was a lovely sunny day with blue skies, a nice breeze so it wasn't too hot, which is great. And I was listening to music on my headphones. I then came across these red autumnal leaves, and I got a snap of those. They're so beautiful. I love all the yellow, red and orange leaves that started to appear. Autumn is on its way and I cannot wait. So excited for all things autumn. I then went off to McCall's to get a drink from there, and they didn't have the drink that I'd wanted. And then all of a sudden it went really dark and the heavens opened again. It was honestly like someone was turning a shower on and off. It was just crazy. So I quickly ran down a few shops to where the Butties shop is and got my Butties, and then stayed in there for a little bit whilst the rain settled. And then I got home and I had my Butties lunch. The Butties lunch was so good. I haven't had Butties in ages, and I had a tuna, cheese, onion, lettuce, cucumber, toasted wrap, which I always have. It's my usual. and had that with a Belgian bun and a cup of tea. I always love Belgian buns, and I always save the cherry bit till last as it's my favourite bit. I also got my younger sister a butties as well. We have the same thing. And my dad had got back from being at work, and he'd been clearing out some more of my grandma's house after her passing, and brought back a load of photos of us from when we were kids and loads of baby photos. So I was just looking at those, and I'm sure you guys a clip of those. My dad brought back some old photos of me and my siblings from when we were tiny from my grandma's house when clearing it out after her passing, and I love looking at old photos like this. This one here is of my younger brother and sister, the twins of the family, and they were so cute. And this one is my older brother, and this one here is my older sister, and she had really curly hair, and my mum always said she looked like a little China doll. And then here is me. I had pineapple sticky up hair. I looked like I put my finger in a socket. We were so cute. What happened? I had a great time looking at those photos of us when we were younger. I love looking at the photo albums and the little folders with all the photos in, getting really nostalgic and taking trips on memory lane. I then read some more of If This Gets Out, which is such a great book, and had a couple of tins of biscuits, wrote some illustrations and colored some days in, and tidied up my office and my dolls and dollhouse. I was watching some episodes of Doctor Who, and it started to rain again, and it was just so dark and gloomy. So I spent the afternoon watching movies on Netflix, catching up on some stuff I needed to catch up on record, and was working on a short story that I'm working on at the moment, which is going really well. I then popped to the shops once the rain had stopped and it got dry again. I had to get some drinks for this evening's games night. Someone does pudding and someone does drinks, so I was tasked with getting some drinks. So I just got some Sprite, Fanta and some cola, and got back, and my dad had taken Bear off for a walk, and then I was just watching Theatre Country, a bit of Garden Rescue, and then watched some episodes of Father Brown, had a cup of tea and some biscuits, and we were just doing some colouring in of some of my illustrations that I've been working on, and I'm now off to go and watch some more episodes of The Summer I Turned Pretty, and then we'll be going off to games night this evening. I shall see you when I'm back from that with more of the vlog later on. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at games night at Jen's that we do on Thursday evenings. And before going off to Jen's, I had to pop to Co-op to get some bits for my older sister for her cats while she's staying away. My dad is going down to feed her cats, so I went in and got the stuff, and apparently I got the wrong cat food, so I had to go back in and get the right one. And then we got to Jen's, and I'd got some drinks for games night, so I got some Coke, some Sprite and some Fanta. Got in, and it was me, Jen and Dean there to start with, and then Jamie arrived and she bought some stuff for pudding, and Jen got the food on, and we were having chicken burgers with some onion rings and some of these potato wedges, and it smelled so good. We then played a bit of Monopoly Deal, and then we had our food, and we had the chicken burgers. The burgers were so delicious. They had lots of grated cheese in, and the wedges and onion rings were so good. I bloody love onion rings. And then we played this game called Muffin Time, where you have to get 10 cards, and then once it gets to you again, when you shout Muffin Time, you win. So there's also counter cards and cards to make you have to pick up cards to stop you from getting 10 and then getting Muffin Time. You can also write your own cards, and they'd written a card last time when I couldn't attend, and it said Dan is bold and fat, and if I reacted and kicked off, it meant that I would have to pick up cards, but if I didn't react, I would win the game. And luckily I found it funny and laughed, which meant I won the game. I then afterwards was like, I might be bold, but I am not fat. I have actually lost weight, cheeky buggers. And there's lots of different cards like that where you can customize them, and it's just banter at the end of the day, and always have so much fun at games night, and lots of laughs, lots of banter. And we then had our pudding, and we had some chocolate muffins, chocolatey goodness. They were so delicious. We then played Uno No Mercy, which was so much fun, and I came second in that, and I also came second in the crack list, this card game where you have letters of the alphabet and you have topics and you have to come up with something to do with that topic beginning with these letters, and you have skip cards, and some of these letters have numbers on, and if you put a letter down and say something beginning with that letter to do with the topic and it has like +3 or +1 or +2, you could then give other players cards, and the aim is to get rid of all your cards fast. So I was pretty chuffed. I came second in 2 games, and then I won Muffin Time and also won Monopoly Beard, which is personally my favourite game to play. I love playing Monopoly Beard. And then we played Exploding Kittens, and it was then the end of the games night as we all pretty pooped, and I got dropped back by Jamie's dad, who had come to pick Jamie up, and I was picking up Tash, who unfortunately couldn't come to games as she has work. I think she has work next week as well. Boo! I then got back and was chatting with my mum all about games night, and I'm now off to go and finish my journal entry for today, get into my PJs, and then I'm going to be watching today's Home and Away and UK soaps, and finishing off watching Wednesday season 2 part 2. I'm literally so close to finishing it, but I've been also watching The Summertime Pretty and also My Life with the Wild Boys. I've now finished My Life with the Wild Boys, so I now just have to finish Wednesday and finish The Summertime Pretty, and I'll be all caught up. So I'm going to be doing that this evening, and we'll see you with more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Friday, almost the weekend, and I got up early so I could catch up with neighbours. I then had some lemon curd toast and a cup of tea. I love lemon curd toast so much. I was then just listening to a bit of music, just enjoying coming in, and finished off coming in sort of my illustrations. I was reading some more of This Gets Out, which is such a good book. I was having some bear cuddles, and then I was just watching some stuff off record that I'd finished watching, and then me and my mum went off to collect my grandma to go off for lunch down at one of the pubs just down the road. And before that we had to go to my older sister's house to drop some cat food off to the house, and then we picked my grandma up and we headed off to the pub for some lunch. And we got in there and it was lashing down with rain. It was like someone would turn the shower on and off, so I got soaked. We then got in and I had some nachos and an orange and pastry J2O, and had a bit of sticky toffee pudding for my pudding. The nachos were huge, and I didn't eat all of them, but I ate most of it, which I didn't think I'd be able to do. So I still had a little bit of room for pudding, and I had the sticky toffee pudding with some custard, and it was so delicious. And then my mum brought my grandma home, and I then made my way off to go to the garden centre, my happy place, and I had a lovely stroll up there, and the sun had come out and it was lovely blue skies, and I got up to the garden centre and went off to get some flower sacks from there. They had lots of yellow and red flowers, very autumnal, so pretty. And then I went off and had a look around at the home and stationery section, and went off to the plant section, and I got some plants. They've always got such beautiful plant displays in there, with all the pretty patterned leaves, the pretty plant pots, and the succulents and cactuses. I then went off to the Halloween and autumnal decor. I got some snacks from there. The autumn and Halloween decor is so beautiful and so cozy, and it's getting me so excited for all things autumn and Halloween. I then got a snap taken of me in front of this autumnal archway. That autumnal archway is so pretty. I then made my way home, and on my way back I was listening to music on my headphones, enjoying the lovely sunshine and blue skies. I then went off to One Stop and got a birthday card for my younger brother's girlfriend, whose birthday is tomorrow, and we're having a party tea for her this evening, and they're not going to be around tomorrow, so I'm having it today instead. And I got back and wrote out her birthday card, and we've got her birthday card and presents sorted out, and a birthday banner up in the living room. My grandma's got her a cake that she's going to be bringing over, and my dad goes to collect my grandma later on. And then I was watching Wicked. It's such a good musical and love the film, and I can't wait for part 2 to be out in November. I then went off on a little stroll and I got some flower snaps. A lovely stroll, and was able to get some really pretty flower snaps, and bumped into one of my funny friends who was walking their dog. So I was chatting with them and telling them all about how Bear was getting on, as they remembered how I just got a dog. And then I got back and my dad had brought my grandma over for the party tea, and my older brother and his girlfriend came over, and then my younger brother and his girlfriend got here. My older sister wasn't able to make it as she is away at the moment, and we got the party tea ready and gave my younger brother's girlfriend her birthday presents and cards, and then we had the party tea, and I'll show you guys that. The party tea was so good, it was such a good spread, had a lot of that, and then we sang happy birthday to my younger brother's girlfriend with the cake that my grandma had got for her, and I'll show you guys that. Such a beautiful cake, and it was so delicious. I had some of that with a cup of tea, then we tidied away, and then my older brother and his girlfriend headed home, and my younger brother and his girlfriend as well, and then my grandma stayed for a little bit and then got brought home by my dad, and I'm now off to go and finish writing my journal entry for today, and then I'm going to be watching today's Home Away and UK soaps, and just see you more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Saturday, and I hope you guys are all having a lovely start to your weekend. I got up, showered and changed, and had some cereal for my breakfast. I was then just watching a little bit of TV and having some bear cuddles, listened to a bit of music and just worked on some illustrations and kind of started dozing. I was then just reading some more of If This Is Out, which I'm really enjoying. I then was just watching some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos, and got myself ready to go off for a walk, as it was lovely and sunny with beautiful blue skies, and I thought I'd make the most of it due to our weather being so unpredictable at the moment. It'll be raining 1 minute, then sunny, then raining again, then sunny. Just can't make up its mind. This weather has just been so crazy at the moment, and so I thought I'd make the most of it and went off for a little stroll. I then headed up to the high street and went off and had a look on some of the shops. I went off to one of the book shops. I love the smell of old books so much. I also went into W. Smith's and also went to the card factory and went off to the heritage shop and cafe, and I got a mouse stuff from there that I'll show you guys. They had it made over, and it's got loads of plants in now, and it's just so pretty in there. I was having a lovely look around there, and they've got a load of plushies in there, but I had the willpower and I didn't get any. I was this close to getting a Chinese New Year lantern, but I don't need it, and I didn't have anywhere to put it anyway, even if I did get it, so I was very good to not get that, even though it was so cute. I just bloody love plushies. I then went off to the flower shop and I got some flower sacks on them. Such a beautiful bouquet of flowers in there with lovely colours and all the beautiful roses and dahlias, and I was having a lovely chat with the flower shop keepers in there. I then got some plants that's on there. I love the pretty patterns on the leaves. and all the succulents and cactuses and the beautiful plant pots. I then went off and had a look around some more of the charity shops, and I went off to go to get myself a drink from one of the coffee shops, and unfortunately the one I was going to go to was pretty busy, but I did get a massage from there. I love that wallpaper with all the leaves all over it and plants. It's so cute. When me and Tash do me well, I really want to get that wallpaper because it's just so cute. Look at all jungle. I then head off and had a few more of the shops and off to surroundings, one of my favourite shops, and had a little look in there. And then I went off to the coffee lab and I got a peach sliced tea from there. The peach sliced tea from there is so good. I sat in this corner seat with a plant behind me, and I got a really cute selfie that is now my Facebook, Twitter and Instagram and YouTube account photo, and my eyes look super blue in this photo and I just love it. It turned out really well with the black panelling behind me. And then I went off to the bathroom just before leaving and I got a massage from there. That mirror is so cute with the lights either side of it, and that photo with the dog with the party hound is so adorable. I then went off to Co-op to get myself some lunch from there, and I got myself a meal deal and ended up bumping into my mates, so I was having a chat with them. And then as I was making my way home, it began to rain, so I quickly put my raincoat on, and it was just absolutely lashing down. This weather's just been so unpredictable as of late. Sunny one minute, then raining the next. You just never know what it's going to do. I then got back and I had my lunch. I had some cheese and onion sandwiches, some barbecue cubes and a cola for my meal deal. I was then just reading some more of If This Gets Out, worked on some illustrations and coloured some of days in, wrote some of my journal entry for today, and then I was just watching some more episodes of Wednesday, and I have almost finished watching that now, and I'm watching it slowly because I don't want to binge it all and then have ages to wait for the next series, which I normally end up doing. I end up watching it all straight through, so I'm savouring it whilst I can. And I then was just working on a little bit of my short story that I'm working on, which is going really well. I just listened to some music and had a cup of tea and some chocolate digestives, which are my favourite biscuit at the moment. They're so good, and I'm now going to be watching my older brother play rugby, getting down with my dad, and I'm going to be taking my work top and my work bag with me, and then afterwards I'm going to be getting dropped straight up to work, so I'll get changed into a work top and get dropped up to work straight away, and we'll see when I'm back from work later on with more vlog. It's later on in the evening now, and I had a great afternoon watching my older brother play rugby down at the rugby club. It was me, my dad, my older sister and older brother's girlfriend. He had such a great game. He scored a wicked try and his team won. They won 62-24, and they had a stall raising money for one of the age groups rugby tours. So they had some cakes and sweets to sell, and I got myself an old school cake and a pick and mix from there. I also got a cola from the bar and got my dad some water from there. Went to give it to him and he literally disappeared, couldn't find him anywhere, and he was right at the far end of the pitch, so I had to go on and give that to him. And then afterwards I got dropped straight to work as I started at 5 and the rugby game finished about 4:30ish, and I congratulated my older brother on his try and on his game well played. And then I got into work. I had changed into my work top just before going to work, and I got clocked in, put my bag and coat away, I got my drink out to have for work and had some of that. And it was me and one of the colleagues to start with, and there was 2 colleagues in kitchen and 1 in pots, and it was steady, and I was just doing a massive clean up of some of the tables inside as well as outside. I was waiting for food and drinks and doing food and drink orders and drinks making, and then my colleague who was coming in later on came in, so it was 3 of us, and I then was just doing lots of food and drink orders and drinks making and cleaning tables, and he had a lunch break, and then after that I was just doing the restock and doing some cleaning and close jobs, and then got to finish I clocked off, I got my bag and coat, and then got picked up, got back, got to my PJs, and then for my tea I had spaghetti with lots of Parmesan cheese. The spaghetti bolognese was so delicious. Love lots of Parmesan cheese piled high on my spaghetti. I then finished writing my journal entry for today and put that away and worked on 2 new illustrations, and I'm sure you guys those. I've just been finishing off 2 of my new illustrations that I'm working on. Starting off with this one here. I haven't done the faces yet because I always draw the faces last, as they're my favourite things to do. Kind of reminds me of the Doctor episode with Davidson and Rose where they get their face sucked off by the TV. Do you remember that episode? Very creepy. Starting off with this one, she's got long hair flowing down the side, very long hair, shaved on the side. She's got a cross earring in, love doing a cross earring. She's got this necklace, and she's got this long flowing cardigan with flared sleeves, a heart necklace, long acrylic nails, and she's got a belt and this necklace on top, and she's got a midriff showing, and then these trousers and these boots. It's very boho 60s vibes, 70s, which I'm loving. And this one here is the second one, and she's got long flowing hair, bit of a bouffant going on, these pom-pom earrings, a collar and a top, and then this heart cut dress over top with a little like whoosh belt. And she's got these high heel boots with like a little like whooshing like bit at the top, like fringe bit here. And this one is very like 60s 70s vibes as well. I love the hair and can't wait to finish them off and do the face. They're probably some of my favourite illustrations that I've done for a while, and I'm now off to go and finish watching Letters to Juliet, a movie with Amanda Seyfried in, which is so good, and we'll see you with more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Sunday, and I hope you guys are all having a lovely Sunday rest. I was doing a 10 till 5, and I have been doing 9 till 5 for a few Sundays now. So I woke up about 8:54 and freaked out, thinking that I'd overslept, and I was starting at 9. Came downstairs in a panic, and my dad was like, "Dan, you don't start till 10. So I then went back up to my bed and just laid in my bed and just scrolled through my phone for a little bit. I then got ready for work, had some toast and a cup of tea for breakfast, and gave Bear some cuddles. And my dad had to drop my older sister into town, so I was having to walk to work. So I then got myself ready and headed off. And whilst on my walk, I was just my music on my headphones, and it was a lovely, dry, like crisp morning, feeling very autumnal and with a bit of a breeze, and it was just so lovely. And I got some flower snaps whilst on my way up to work, and I'm sure you guys do. I was able to get some really pretty flower starts with lovely colours and patterns on, and some of them had raindrops where it had been raining in the night, which makes them look so pretty. I then got to work, I got clocked in, I put my bag and coat away, and it was just me and 2 other colleagues, and we absolutely smashed it. It was really busy despite the rain that came from 11 onwards, and it was really busy. So I was running lots of food and drinks, lots of food and drink orders and drinks making and cleaning tables, and we had a musician coming in and he was performing songs from the 80s and 90s. I then had my lunch break and I had some banana pancakes, and I'm going to show you guys. The pancakes were so delicious. They had maple syrup and banana on. I then finished my lunch break and continued on with my shift, and then from 3 till 5 it was me and one other colleague on shift, so we were just doing lots of cleaning jobs, cleaning tables. And then I finished, I clocked off and got changed to this jumper I'm wearing now. I got my bag and I headed off to walk home, but it started to rain, so I went off to one of the pubs and got a drink from there and waited for the rain to stop and got a mirror stuff from there. I'm sure you guys. I love that mirror, it's so pretty. And then it still hadn't stopped raining, so I ended up getting picked up by my dad. Got home, put my work clothes in the wash, and I'm now off for 2 days. I'm off Monday, Tuesday, so I'm looking forward to having a little bit of a lie-in tomorrow. And my grandma was over, and so is my older brother and his girlfriend, and we were watching a bit of the rugby on TV, and then for tea we had a Sunday roast. The Sunday roast was so delicious. We had pork, so we had a little bit of crackling. I love crackling. We then had some pudding and then tidied it away, and then we were watching Auntie's Roadshow. My grandma then got dropped home, and I'm now off to go and play a game of Ludo with my older brother and his girlfriend, and my older sister is going to be joining us later on as she was in town, so she'll be having her tea later on, and we're going to be playing some more games. And I hope you guys have all had a lovely week and weekend, and all have a lovely new week ahead. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you in a new vlog coming very soon.